Welcome back to the weekly news roundup on Switch to Linux. These are recorded live Friday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to come by and catch the live show when I record all these news clips all at once and engage in the comments and see Tom on Fire live. But before we dive into that, you can help support this channel by checking out all of our affiliate links. I do have a link to all of my affiliates, which includes Amazon and a few different VPNs. I think I have 2 VPNs on there, a few web hosts, a few other ones, and I'm kind of building up and thinking about other affiliates I want to use as well. So with that being said, we're going to talk about private internet access today. So we do have some new pricing set up right now, which is going back to the yearly price. So for $40, you get an entire year on their network. You can connect up to, I think it's 5 or 6 devices simultaneously. So I have an account, and I actually share that password account with a friend of mine. Mostly my friend uses it more than I do because he travels a lot more. But this will block all sorts of ad blocker, ad networks and things. You could literally get away without using an ad blocker because this is so good. So if you are a person that needs a VPN, definitely check out private internet access. I will have the direct affiliate link for that in the description down below. And have a look at also for the link for all my affiliates, which is also down below. So with that, let's go ahead and jump on into the news. And first in the news, a little bit more. We've been talking about this Amazon Ring stuff with the police for a little while. So let's go ahead and give another update to the story. Amazon is barring police officers from using the word surveillance to describe its products. Yeah, of course they don't. They just don't like the fact that they're selling products that the police have full access to under surveillance products. That sounds a little too 1984 to me. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Not a whole lot more to this. Just a brief little update. Let's just go ahead and dive on into this. This is interesting. So, reported from the Mozilla blog, but Mozilla and Google have both teamed up in a good way. So, this is something I didn't really go into in fine detail. I first saw the article a couple weeks ago, and I said it. Pakistan is such a small country. I just decided not to cover it. No offense if you're in that area. If you are, be warned, your government wants to know everything you're doing. So the Pakistani government decided to put in they required everybody, kind of like Quint's school there, they required everybody to install this application, which would literally track every single thing you're doing, including encrypted sites and stuff like that, so they could literally track and monitor everything you do. Well, Google and Mozilla, they're like, you're getting in on our data collection, yo. You can't do that. You cannot get it in our data collection. So they actually put things into their browsers that would block this. Now, in response to some of the pushback, the Pakistani government said, oh no, we're not doing this anymore. Too much backlash, some slap down from big tech and whatever, because Google can collect all your data all day long. Microsoft can, Amazon can, but nope, foreign governments, y'all not allowed, man. We are the purveyors of data. But anyway, Google and Mozilla, so the 2 biggest family branches of web browsers, have teamed up to block this type of code, not just from this, but from future governments that might want to monitor everything that their citizens are doing. So, hey, we got to give kudos to Google and to Mozilla, 2 companies I'm obviously slightly critical of, for actually engaging in this, working out a fix, and working it out and pushing it together simultaneously so fast, working together. So this is a great case where Google and Mozilla both teamed up to do excellent things in the terms of privacy of their users. Excellent. Enjoyed that one. All right, let's get on into some of the crazier news. So Lenovo has a new smart clock. Becomes a more capable home hub. Look at this thing here. We got a little camera over here. Oh, we have another camera over here. We have a couple cameras here. We do have some microphones on this. Of course, the smart clock, it won the best of CES 2019 and earned our approval. But it's not done adding features. So today Google announced the welcome updates to bring the device more in line with the Google Home Hub. Thanks to, look at this guys, this is why I have serious concerns about this stuff. Thanks to automatic software update rolling out this week, the Lenovo smart clock will now allow natural conversations with Google Assistant. Great, now I can talk to my alarm clock. As if I don't have enough friends. I need one more friend in my alarm clock. Hey, alarm clock, how you doing today? Well, timekeeping, it's a tough job, but, what's going on here? Of course, my biggest concern with this type of stuff is this is an automatic software update, rolls out automatically to allow some feature update. What if whether it's a positive actor, the company goes crazy themselves, or what if it's just a rogue employee who manages to push something out to become this crazy bad spying device? That is a serious thought and a serious concern that we have to have. So we have to be very concerned. Guys, get a little cheap alarm clock that's not a smart alarm clock. We don't need these types of things that are perpetually listening to everything. If you opt into the setting, apparently you have to opt into it, you'll be able to have continued conversations without having to say, hey, Google, before every question. Oh, joy. That's all we need. That just means, by the way, that this device is listening more often than you would otherwise think. So be aware of this guy. It's now $59.99. They're selling these things cheap to get them out there and get you addicted to their services. Be wary, people. Be wary. All right, traveling over to Denmark. Anyone over in the Denmark area? Let me know in the comments down below. So here we have errors in cell phone location data force Denmark to review 10,000 verdicts. 10,000 verdicts for people convicted partially on the basis of cell phone location data. Okay? What ends up happening is that the cell phone data was found to not actually be accurate, and so this basically overturned 10,700 cases would have flawed evidence that could have potentially led to incorrect convictions. So in this is interesting because they're going back and looking at this. They actually had a response from the telecom. Imagine hearing this from an American telecom. We are not created, let me highlight it for you. We are not created to make surveillance systems, but to make phone networks, okay? Yeah. So this kind of comes in on the heels of the fact that when there's some crime that goes on in a specific area, the police will actually go and probe for all of the cell tower records to see who might have been in that area. Now, some jurisdictions have ruled that to be unconstitutional, but the reality is that it's more often abused than you would think. And sometimes what will happen is they'll do something without the warrant, they'll grab the data, and then they'll just say, an anonymous tip led us to. And that's why I think that anything dealing with anonymous tips, we have to know the identity of this anonymous tip, because here in the United States, at least, we have the right to confront our accusers, and an anonymous tip could very possibly be an accuser. And I would like to be able to see these anonymous tips coming forward so that we know that they're actually doing things above board and without violating the constitutional rights. But over there in Denmark, they found that location tower data basically rendered over 10,000 verdicts inadmissible. So definitely interesting. All right, anyone over in Singapore? Let me know if you're in Singapore. You guys have some news as well. Would you stop loading stuff? Thank you. This is why we don't like watching your crappy stuff, CNBC. I think I had 2 pop-ups on this thing already closed. I had some things scrolling across the bar. It looks like some horrible website from the 1990s. But anyway, Fitbit wins a contract with Singapore to supply trackers to potentially hundreds of thousands of citizens. So apparently they have like a national health plan system where they want to be able to encourage people on healthier lifestyles, because this is one of the nations that has the absolute fastest growing rate of diabetes. Well, that's actually kind of because they have an excessive amount of carbs and are now importing the Western diet, and the Western diet makes you fat. Okay, so what happens is they just buy into this narrative that, calories in, calories out, we got to exercise more, monitor more things. It's kind of bogus science, but we'll kind of let that go for a moment. The thing I want to focus on here is Fitbit is a health tracker that collects your data, stores your data on its servers, and it's questionable what that data actually becomes. It's not necessarily covered under HIPAA. You agree to give it to them, and you agree that they can use it with third parties. In this case, you also have the ability to opt in to send your health data to the Singapore government so they can track stuff as well. Of course, it's anonymized. But what this plan is that they want to get you a free Fitbit in exchange if you have a $10 a month contract for their premium service for at least 1 year. So we'll give you the free device, which is like, I think is it a $60 device? I forget what the price that device is. But it's one of their lower end. It's the Fitbit Inspire. And they'll get this, and they'll get it for free as long as they agree, basically it's be $120 because you're paying for a year, at least a year of the $10 a month subscription fee. So not only do we have a subscription fee to rob us all blind, but we're also connecting a thing to our body that monitors several health markers, uploads them to somebody else's database, and can optionally share it with the government. Guys, this is a bad idea. Fitbit, just no, guys. And like I said, I love this type of technology as long as I can find one of these types of technologies that can be used without sending the data to the cloud. If anyone knows of a fitness tracker that never connects to the internet, that I can take it off, plug it into a computer, and do a data dump and view and analyze the data, I'm a customer. But as long as it connects to the internet, as long as it's an IoT, as long as it's uploading data to someone else's servers, I'm not interested. And guys, you shouldn't be either. Because once these big companies have your health data, they can use this data for nefarious purposes. And it's a scary concept. So be very aware of the possibilities, what they can do with that type of data. All right, on to our story of the week. Microsoft has a new SMS organizer app for Android to filter out spam messages. So the idea here is that you attach this app to your phone. So if you have a phone, then you'll have a variety of applications that can be used for SMS. You might just have your default SMS manager. You could have Signal. I'm not sure if Telegram can do your SMSs or not. I know Signal can. And then there's a few other odds and ends programs as well. So Microsoft's come out and they said, hey, we want in on all this stuff as well. So they're creating an SMS app organizer, which basically would mean that this now replaces your text messaging. But what the reality is, what this is going to do is, sure, they're going to have it. They're going to do all of this clutter-free organization and smart automatic reminders and all this. Basically, they're grabbing all of your text data and then organizing it for you and giving you this nice, convenient platform. And in exchange, you get to give them all of your text messages, and Microsoft will be able to see it. This is the company that has doubled down and added to their privacy policy that, yes, human workers will hear your voice recordings on Skype, on Cortana, and on Xbox. I didn't report on the Xbox story, but that also as well is coming out. Okay? This is a company that feeds on your data collection. Now they're pushing out this big Android app for organizing your SMS, which means that Microsoft has direct access to all of your text messages. And of course, they're pushing it out, and it's becoming this high-rated thing because it's one of the tinfoil hatty companies that wants to rule the world and will actually get up there in the rankings. So I decided, hey, Google does actually give us these things. So 25,800 people have reviewed it. This probably means at least 10 times more than that are actually using this. Hey, people! I got an idea for you. Stop giving your data to Microsoft! Stop giving your data to Microsoft! We do not need to be giving more stuff to Microsoft. They got too much. They know the names of your files. They know what's on your computer. They collect all sorts of data you cannot turn off. Don't give them access to everything else on your phone. Don't do it. So, that SMS organizer, Microsoft Garage project, is the smartest of all SMS apps. It automatically organizes your inbox, set reminders, and keeps track of them. Do actually people use SMS for all these types of things? I don't know. I barely use it at all. I don't even check text messages anymore. I hate them. Very rare. So you never miss anything important. Switch to SMS Organizer as your default SMS app and experience it now. You get automatic reminders and smart assist for text and typing with your voice. we want to collect more of your voice samples after all. We need to keep feeding stuff into all of these contractors. Forwarding bills to any contact. Oh, yes, yes. We're going to share all of our payment data with Microsoft now, too. Save battery with the dark theme. Auto backup keeps you safe. That's right. Back up all your messages. Oh, you're backing up to the Google Drive. Personalize as you like. View unread messages earlier, and it works offline. Well, I hope it works offline. We would love from here to you. Hey, if anyone wants to give some feedback, I don't know if I want to or not. But the thing is that when you come on to Google, the thing I like about Play is you got to always come down here and see your view details and your permissions. Let's have a look at what our permissions look like, shall we? All right, so the app has access to storage. Read the contents of your USB storage, modify or delete contents of your USB storage. This could be required if you're telling the phone to keep your storage on your SMS on like maybe an SD card. But USB storage, interesting. Microphone, record audio, because yeah, we gotta have this voice to text stuff, or maybe just listening to you randomly. Location, precise GPS location. Can you tell me why an SMS app needs my precise GPS location? I don't know. Phone, directly call phone numbers. Read phone status and identity. Read the contents of your storage. So this would be like your SD card type stuff. Device and ID and call information. Read the status and identity. Find accounts on the device. SMS, like everything, obviously. Receive text, send text, edit text, read text messages, SMS or MMS. Receive text messages. Contacts, read all your contacts. Find accounts on a device. Modify your contacts and other. Update component usage statistics. Receive data from the internet. Full network access. Draw over other apps. Prevent device from sleeping. View network connections, control vibrations, and run at startup. Guys, if you're unfamiliar with phone locations, that is effectively everything on a phone. I'd be hard-pressed to find an app that collects more data. Now, obviously, most of these are obvious things because it is an SMS rule, but the reality is any type of SMS application will potentially give that organization access to your data. That is what my concern with this happens to be. Let me know all of your concerns, your thoughts. Would you use this? Would you not use this? Is the convenience worth the trade-off of Microsoft having access to all of your text messages? Let me know the answers to all those in the comments down below. Don't forget, have a look at the links down there to help support this channel. Thanks for coming along, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.